Welcome, Aquarius, to your weekly love reading for July 9th to the 16th of 2018. Alright, so let's look into the overall energy for you. Alright, overall energy for Capricorn. I missed that Capricorn. I just did Capricorn. Could be dealing with the Capricorn. So for Aquarius and love, overall energy and theme for Aquarius and love. Okay. So we do have issues again with closure. This is, hopefully it doesn't go on really long, but it will go on as long as it needs to. As long as the universe feels that you have to deal with some older cobwebs, all right, of the past, clearing out those skeletons, fears that you might have, just unanswered questions. Or I believe Scorpio had this as well. Could be dealing with the Scorpio, don't have to be, but I feel like a lot of you are not feeling complete, or you would like clarity on something and you don't have it just yet, and energetically you're not able to move forward with another person as much as you would like to. You can't, or you just don't know how just yet. So that might be an issue. All right, long distance traveling, that might be something that needs to happen, but it's not something that you might be willing to risk over the other person. All right, so the personal energy coming towards you, Aquarius. So that person is not feeling good, right? So for instance, I don't feel like they'll be reaching out, even if they are, and if you're not responding to them, they may feel very rejected and they could build up resentment. So that particular person could be going through a lot of heartache and suffering from what they think about. What thinking about you, not thinking about them, could be very hurtful because you're not even coming their way. So a lot of you think about that, have compassion for them, but you still need to deal with whatever you are dealing with from the past, so then that you can kind of help that other person out and to offer them, you know, all of you, you know, and not have someone else's energy with you at the same time. So that person might even cut you off if you're waiting for them and they're doing something else. They're not coming towards you, right? Because they could be emotionally kind of really distraught, anger and resentment building up so much where they could hurt themselves. They could kind of you know, anything, break their phone, you know, scarf themselves, burn themselves while they're cooking or something like that. Think about that energy. You know, when I'm saying things like this, I don't usually say, I feel like that might be important. And it's like a warning. Don't get frustrated so much because something is not happening for you, that you're in your mind and your mind is racing so much that you lose your temper and cool, and you're, you know, cursing to yourself, or you're screaming out at somebody else, and then things can build up, and then consequences for that can happen. So be aware of that. All right, be easy. All right, so the response from you for Aquarius, the response. So you do have the Emperor here, so I feel this is part of growth, lessons that we just spoke about, and it's about you enduring what you need to. If you feel a lot of pain coming from somebody, or just them being reluctant to understand how you feel, vice versa, I feel like this is you just gaining your strength and going along with you with what you know to be true for you right now, and that's your needs right now, and taking care of unfinished business. Do right by the other person, you know, try to do right by you right now, and if that requires more space, more time, then, you know, either let the person know or ask for it and see how that, you know, how they might understand. So let's see. Sometimes we don't mention that we're dealing with someone from the past because you don't want the other person to hurt, but not letting them know what's really going on can hurt them even more too, because they're constantly guessing over and over again and making up things that might not be true. So, you know, let them know. And it doesn't have to be you doing this. It could be them doing this to you. Okay, so let's see your advice. So the Emperor, when that comes through as your response, that is like an advice card as well. Continue with that. All right, some of you could be dealing with an Aries for some, and I feel here with the advice. So there is conflict, and if there's conflict, that tells you that you might be conflictual about making a certain choice. Others of you are extremely angry with somebody. If you don't know what's going on behind a scenario and you're confused, maybe your romantic partner might be having issues with an ex-partner, somebody that they're dealing with, and there's conflict there that you need to step away from, get away from it. Competition, disagreements, just a lack of integrity of not being able to kind of step away from something that's very tense, and I feel like that's going to do yourself a disservice if you give into that energy. So just step away from that. All right, let's see the outcome for Aquarius in love. So we have the Four of Wands. So you might be around your love interest or romantic partner, someone from your past. It could be someone, say if you have a child with them, the baby father or mother comes around and they might spend time with you, but there is conflict there between you two. Now, whether or not you're fighting or arguing in private or in secret, that could be something that might be relevant for some of you, but I feel there are opportunities to have a good time. The focus might be on a move, a change, a new home, and just maybe switching residence, something like that's going on because you don't get along with a particular person and you might be right next to them for some. So clarify the world in reverse for Aquarius. So we have death in reverse, not able to move on, not able to change the way that you think about somebody, really be honest with them, get out of a situation that's not healthy for you any longer. Even if you don't like it, you might have fears of changing, of moving on. Clarify the Ten of Swords for Pisces. I said Pisces, I'm doing Pisces next. Well, we do have the card of this is a Queen of Cups, so this is a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And I feel here, if you love somebody, if you have feelings for them, if you would like to open up to them, or vice versa, someone is not doing it just yet because you're still dealing with other things. And just because you feel that way, or you still somebody might be, say for instance, if you're separating from a romantic partner or marriage situation and someone is in love with you but you're not with them, that could be part of the scenario that's happening here, and it's not healthy. And I feel like, yes, that's the reality of something, but someone needs to find the right way to move on and move away. All right, so let's see, clarify the Five of Wands for Aquarius. Well, we have the Devil, fear of drama, and I feel like that tension I was just speaking about. So when I say things, I feel like they're for a reason, especially if I'm not usually saying that when I see these cards. So that popping up, it indicates that many of you could be tempted to respond to somebody in a very negative way. Fear, drama, the resentment that builds up between you and somebody else, it could cause altercations, like physical altercations and fights, and that's what you could be afraid of for some. Maybe somebody that's very controlling, and you might need some help or assistance from getting out of a scenario that's like that, because of that fear release. If you're letting someone know that you're not really into them, if you go through with the move of leaving, you feel like they might threaten you, might spy on you, might cause an argument and cause your new love interest to suffer in some way. That might be something that is going on. And let's clarify one more card. I'll clarify the Devil. Clarify the Devil for Aquarius. Yes, so that's getting over more conflict. So you have well, 2 5s are showing up here, but this is getting away from that. That's what needs to happen. That's in the advice position. So don't continue to give into arguments, constantly responding to somebody who is provoking you or kind of letting you have it in some way, or vice versa. That energy needs to be shifted and transmuted in a healthy way. So let's see messages from the romance angels for Aquarius for July 9th to the 16th. So playfulness, it says, which is completely different from what I was just describing, right? It says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And I feel like the Queen of Cups is like the Queen of Cups and the Emperor and the Four of Wands is like the best cards that are showing up here, and they indicate that you have an opportunity to disconnect or disengage from anything that does seem to be emotionally draining, all right, or taxing on your emotional needs, or just being able to be at peace with things that you can't change right now. So it does mean bide your time, to have a good time, to separate from a particular person or scenario in the meantime and enjoy yourself, because I feel like some of you might be around family, friends, or whoever it might be, and the opportunity is there to enjoy someone maybe towards the end of the weekend. All right, so let's see, I did this for Capricorn as well, and let's see, I want to, well, you know what, one moment. something different. Let's see. Give me a second. 1 second. So that is the, so what I want to do is look into, just as an extra, all right, a spread that pulls out energy for you from the beginning of the week for July the 9th to the 16th for Aquarius, the beginning of the week. So hasty, moving too quickly, arguments, maybe you're letting someone know how you feel. You could be communicating this out loud and very frustrated with somebody. Phone calls, text messages, just arguments and very tense, wanting to go to battle. That's a card of wanting to fight or go for what you want and moving people out of the way, kind of thing. Now, the middle part of the week, all right? The middle part of the week for Aquarius and love. So we do have letting go, okay? The process that I was just speaking to you about is not holding on to somebody, material possessions, a comfort zone where you feel like, yes, it's bad, but it's stable, it's okay, and maybe we can survive with the hectic energy, but that's not good. So it tells you to release yourself from any kind of bondage that you're in because of material wealth or emotional security, all right? Now, towards the end of the week for Aquarius, July 9th to 16th, then you do have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So, yes, you might be engaging with somebody, communicating with them, but at times there is a disruption when it comes to being able to buy or purchase certain things, going through a divorce, a pending divorce, and having to kind of disconnect from somebody because of that issue. Others of you might be rushing a process right now, and you're trying to gain financial stability and maybe a new home with your romantic partner moving in. You know, you want it to happen, or they want it to happen, but you're not ready because you're going through a divorce, or you don't have enough means to manifest that that wealth or what you want. All right, so that's going to be a reading for the week. I do hope that the messages did help you out. Tons of love, lots of light to you, tons of healing vibes. I wish you the best, and you can always go to psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for you. Have a good one.